On August 15, 1947, we attained independence. Alongside, the great ancient land of Bharat was partitioned on communal lines. On the one hand, when the Congress leadership and the Muslim leadership were preparing themselves for independence and taking over the rulership, British colonialists led by Lord Mountbatten were trying to execute the India's Independence Act hurriedly. Many parts of Akhand Bharat were witnessing riots, mayhems, murders and inhuman crimes against women. Gandhiji was taking tours in eastern parts of Bharat. The second Sarsangh Chalak of Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh, Shri Golwalkar Gurji, was travelling in the western part, which constitute Pakistan now. RSS was running many refugee camps. Muslim League leaders were busy not just preparing for Pakistan, but also instigating communal frenzy mobs on the ground. A book by researcher and author Shri Prashant Pol tried to put together developments of this fortnight of August 1947 in his book, which is one of the best sellers, called Wo 15 Din, which is translated as Those 15 Days. This year, Organiser is taking you through the developments of those 15 days, going through the most happening 15 days towards Bharat's independence alongside the communal partition will provide new insights to the viewers and inspire them to take up research on various aspects of conversations, communications and negotiations, as well as the kind of communal frenzy things happening on the ground about India's independence and the great partition of this land. Those 15 days. August 2nd, 1947. The house on 17 York Road. An important residence not only for the people of Delhi but for the whole country. It was the residence of Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru for the last few years. The residence of the designated Prime Minister of India. And there were only 13 days left for this word designated to go away. Jawaharlal Nehru would start working as the first Prime Minister of independent India from August 15th. The visits of officers and citizens had started to increase more and more at 17 York Road. York Road was in fact an important road. When the British decided to move the capital from Calcutta to Delhi because of the unrest in Bengal in 1911, they entrusted the work of designing Delhi to the British architect Edwin Lutyens. It was this York Road that Lutyens started his work from, and the bungalow at 17 York Road where Nehru stayed was built in 1912. Nehru's morning on August 2nd in this bungalow arose with a hustle. Only 13 days were left for the transfer of power by the British. Preparations for that program were on the agenda, but many other issues also fell on Nehru, literally like a waterfall. There was a heavy list of works, from the national anthem to the choice of the cabinet. Amidst all this, a trifling problem also nudged Nehru as to what he would wear on August 15th. Some Congress leaders and senior officials of the administration had arrived at 17 York Road. Discussions on different issues were to be held with them. Therefore, Nehru got over breakfast hurriedly and prepared himself to face the busy day ahead. Somewhere else, the events for merging the princely states in India were gathering momentum. Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel himself was keeping an eye on each of the states. He had inducted V.K. Menon, a sharp administrator, in his department for this work. On the instructions of Sardar Patel, V.K. Menon had written a letter to Sir Patrick, the Deputy Secretary of India Affairs in Britain, on the morning of August 2nd. In the letter, he informed the princely states in India that are big in size and economy, such as Mysore, Baroda, Gwalior, Bikaner, Jodhpur and Jaipur, are ready for accession with India. However, the decision of the states like Hyderabad, Bhopal and Indore is yet to be known. These states had actually made up their mind. Bhopal, Hyderabad and Junagadh did not want to stay with India in any way. In this connection, the Nawab of Bhopal wrote a letter to Jinnah on August 2nd. Jinnah and Nawab Hamidullah were both very good friends. Thus, Nawab Hamidullah wrote to his friend, quote, Bhopal stands alone with an 80% Hindu majority in the midst of Hindu India, surrounded by my personal enemies as well as by the enemies of Islam. Pakistan has no means of helping us. You rightly made this point to me last night. Unquote. Dr. Rajendra Prasad, who resided at 1 Queen Victoria Road, was also busy. He had for a long time wished to become the future president. However, everyone was seeing him as a patriarch, a father figure. Obviously, there was a beeline of people coming to him for consultations or exchanging information on specific subjects at this critical juncture. Dr. Rajendra Prasad was originally from Bihar. Therefore, many people from Bihar came to him with various issues and varied problems. He was writing one such letter on the afternoon of August 2nd to Defence Minister Sardar Baldev Singh. It was a letter about the ceremony on August 15th. The letter said, quote, military should also participate in the ceremony along with citizens and administration in Patna city so that the ceremony will assume grandeur. Unquote. Sardar Baldev Singh was the minister who had been inducted in the cabinet from the Akali Dal. He respected Dr. Rajendra Prasad. Therefore, it was certain that he would appropriate action on Rajendra Babu's letter. A different drama was taking place in the United Province, that is today's Uttar Pradesh, since the morning of August the 2nd. The government had arrested the local Hindu Mahasabha leaders the previous night, and the charge leveled against them was that they planned to start direct action against the government. The term direct action was a much maligned one in Indian politics. Just a year ago, Muslim League goons had massacred 5,000 Hindus in Bengal and raped thousands of women. The reason why the Congress executive accepted the partition in the final period was in a way a fallout of this word direct action. Therefore, picking up Hindu leaders and imprisoning them in the name of direct action seemed a bit strange because the word direct action was linked to the Muslim League. Even the Indian Daily Mail, a newspaper published from Singapore, picked up this news. It carried this news on the front page of the issue dated August 2nd. It was published the 10 demands laid out by the Hindu Mahasabha. This news created discomfort among Hindu Mahasabha's supporters. A report came from the faraway Kohima on the eastern front on Saturday, August 2nd, that was not good for the Indian federal state. Independent League of Kohima had announced that they would not join the August 15th celebrations. Instead, they would form an independent Naga government that would cover the entire area inhabited by the Naga tribes. Mountains of challenges were springing up before the Indian federal state that was being shaped on August 15th. In spite of all these tensions, Indian movies were entertaining people in the country and abroad. Aath Din, a movie starring Ashok Kumar and Veena, was attracting large crowds to the Diamond Theatre in Singapore. Noted Urdu writer Sadat Hassan Manto had written the story of the movie, while music director Sachin Dev Burman had set foot in the movie world through it. Even Sardar Patel's residence in Delhi, which is today's one Aurangzeb Road, later now renamed as Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam Road, was brimming with activities. The Home Ministry was having a testing time on issues of merger of princely states as well as riots in Sindh, Balochistan and Bengal. In the meantime, Sardar received a letter in the afternoon written by Pandit Nehru. The letter was brief. It said, quote, "This letter is occasion for fulfilling some formalities. I am extending an invitation to join my cabinet. Actually, this letter has no meaning because you are already a strong pillar of my cabinet." Unquote. Patel took the letter. He looked at it for a while and smiled lightly before continuing to talk with the secretary about the raging riots on the yet to be announced India-Pakistan border. Far, far away from this whole atmosphere, a group of leftists in the Congress had gathered at Devachi Alandi in Maharashtra. They had decided 2 months ago to organize a convention of the group some day or the other. All of them had gathered on the appeal of Shankar Rao More and Bhausaheb Raut. They could see that India was gaining independence and the Congress was destined to get the key to power of independent India. However, the question that nagged them was, what about their left communist ideology? They had gathered to brainstorm over this issue. They included noted heavyweights like Tulsidas Jadhav, Krishna Rao Duluppa, Jnanoba Jadhav, G.D. Lagu, Datta Deshmukh, R.K. Khadilkar, Keshavrao Jede, etc. The plan to form a separate group in the party for the peasants and laborers was taking shape then. Nobody thought, at least then, that this meeting would give birth to a big left-wing party of peasants and workers. These famous personalities did not utter a single word about the partition of India and inhuman riots in this meeting on August 2nd. Elsewhere in Agmore area of Madras, T.S.S. Rajan, Food, Medicine and Health Minister of the Madras Presidency, present-day Tamil Nadu, was interacting with the Anglo-Indian community in a meeting held in the evening. Many of them had a question in their hearts as to what would happen to their community after the British left India. Responding to the same, the minister said, and I quote, "This small community of yours has mixed well in the society. Now, even after independence, this community has to play the role of a responsible citizen." Unquote. Far away in Pune, a public meeting was being held at SP College in honor of Veer Savarkar. Tatyaram Savarkar himself was to speak about the prevalent situation in the country, on the country's independence and partition. Huge crowds had gathered at the meeting. This was a grand rally in the true sense. In his fiery speech, Veer Savarkar said, and I quote, "We are all Hindus. Then What is so shameful in calling oneself a Hindu? Even though Congress is the main culprit for today's situation, the people at large are equally responsible. This is the outcome of the support they have given to Congress from time to time. A class has been successful in dividing this country since it was repeatedly appeased. Unquote. Meanwhile, in Srinagar, the second day of Gandhiji's first visit to Kashmir was about to end. This day was not filled with any special important events. Begum Akbar Jahan came to Krishnalal Sethi's house where Gandhiji stayed. In the morning after the prayers with her daughter. In this meeting also, she told Gandhiji many times how crucial it was that her husband Sheikh Abdullah was released from the prison. Even that day, Gandhiji was surrounded by the national conference's Muslim leaders. However, Gandhiji met many people, including a lot of Hindu leaders. Gandhiji was scheduled to go and meet Maharaja Hari Singh the next day on August 3rd, as per the invitation given by Ramchandra Kak, the Prime Minister. Hindu-Muslim skirmishes continued all day in Lahore, Rawalpindi, Peshawar, Chittagong, Dhaka and Amritsar, etc. However, as the darkness of the night engulfed this whole region, large flames of fires could be seen on the horizon. The night of August 2nd, too was ordained to be in full of turmoil. This was August 2nd, 1947, the sequence of importance.